Buongiorno, welcome back to the Italian campaign. So it seems the shipbuilding episode turned into a two-parter because we still have the battlecruisers left to build. First, I forgot to show you this last time, but yeah, that's the resistance of the Austrian battleship. Old battleship with some new technology, but the base resistance stat 95 is so good. It gets up to 150 with the plus 55 from technology. So here you can see what that does. Minus 70% gun damage, minus 45 torpedo damage, and slope design and maximum armor. I think as they were when I took them from the Austrians, they had resistance of 120, 130, something thereabouts, which was just way ahead of anything I could build. Which is why they were so difficult to take out early on in the campaign. So here's the invasion barge, the last one remaining. It has also been refit, Mark III 16-inch guns, gave it some secondary weapons, and also a radar, and it, with the similar level of technology, has only 106 resistance, because the base is only 67. So all the technology does is it modifies the existing resistance stat by percentage. So the higher your base resistance stat is, the more you're gonna add with technology. So that's kind of the weakness with the Italians, at least early campaign, that your ships just don't have the same resistance as some ships of other nations, notably the Austrians, who have very, very tough ships. Okay, that said, let's start designing some ships. And let's start with the fast battleship hull, which is a battlecruiser, classified in this game. Let's see. Speaking of resistance, it's got 89 base. Not bad. Hull form also 89, which is not great for a battlecruiser, so it's not going to be terribly fast. It's going to be, well, what it says it is, a fast battleship. How big can this be? 75,000 tons. Alright, that's pretty huge. Might actually have to make that a little bit smaller. I don't want that tower. Okay, all the towers basically look the same. Yeah, so we got what is essentially a German battleship hull, just stretched, a British main tower, and a reversed German main tower as the secondary tower. Not very attractive. We can use this Russian secondary tower. We'll see what we can build based on this. We got American funnels. Not really digging that. How the rear funnel ended up being taller than the main funnel. What if we go with the secondary tower complex? Can we place two funnels on this? Almost, but not quite. Are we sure about that? They just don't fit. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Well, we can always use this, I guess. Put the big one in front. Can this fit two? This can fit two. I saw you there. I don't think I need three. I don't think I will need three when I got the all the stuff mounted. Maybe I do. Are they level? Nah, I think I need the bigger one in the front. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's something. Are we sure we don't have any other, yeah. They're all the same shape. Tower spotting isn't that different. Plus 53 long range accuracy, plus 34 base accuracy, 30 base accuracy, 49 long range accuracy. No, they're not that different. Like, it's not dramatic difference in terms of accuracy. Maybe this does look yeah, it does look better. A little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Okay, I think we're going with that. As for guns, though, I am kind of tempted to go with 14s because they are already Mark IV. Go with a 12 gun broadside, or potentially, what quads? They look drastically different. What's the weight difference here? 1800, 2400. No, we're going with 12. There we go. Rough outline of a fast battleship. Let's build the rest of the ship and see what we have to do to make things work. Again, I might increase some of this stuff later on in the build process if I have more displacement to play with. Let's see, what's our flash fire chance? Even if we go with super heavy shells and increased ammo, 3.8. Yeah. I could also go, let's see, I think we were gonna go coincidence on the battlecruiser rather than stereoscopic. I could also go TNT2. That makes it safer. But it also reduces damage. With TNT2, damage AP is 2022, damage HE is 3916. TNT4, yeah, that's a lot more damage. That's quite a bit more damage, yeah, compared to TNT2. So we're gonna go TNT4 and just hope that the ship does not explode. Who ever heard of a battlecruiser just exploding? Why would that happen? That would be silly. Yeah, not completely safe from our own guns, but probably safe from a lot of guns. It's not like we're gonna be shooting our own ship, is it? Oh, there we go. Citadels are done, and suddenly there's not that much weight to play with. You can turn down the range. 29,000 is still pretty good. That gives us about 1,000 tons. 1,700 almost. Oh, 1,600 tons to play with. Let's make these 50 caliber length. Is 4% gonna be enough? 5? 6. There we go. Okay, 1,000 tons to play with for secondaries. Somehow I managed to make it completely balanced. Things are not exactly where I want them to be, though. I think we're going with the Yamato style secondary barbettes here. Okay, now we are quite a bit overweight because that citadel got extended. Yeah, some things might have to be reduced. Not entirely sure what yet. I think we can reduce the main deck just a little bit. Like so. And then find some, it's not quite tall enough. Find some room and some weight for some secondaries. I guess secondary is not quite as important on a battlecruiser as on a battleship. Because a battlecruiser should be, in theory, fast enough that if a bunch of DDs are trying to rush at it, it can just kite away. And it doesn't really need to rely on throwing up a wall of fire to keep the DDs at bay. But it's still nice to have, because sometimes your turrets explode. Didn't I? You're being difficult. Okay. And that's an expensive ship also. If I turn the beam down by 2%. There we go. Let's save it a little bit of weight. If I say, let's see, damage. Okay, if I turn that down to heavy. What was it with super heavy? Almost 5,600 damage with HE. With heavy, it's a lot less. Yeah. Super heavy just gives you directly more HE damage. Move this in a little bit. There we go. We've earned back some weight. It can be played with. can add our good old favorite, the 4.2-inch gun. Let's place them a little bit more evenly so it looks good. These are a little bit more off to the side. Like so. That's okay. That's fine. Let's make them 4.2s. Can we do that? Yeah. And was it plus 17? Yep. There we go. Maybe some 2-inch guns too, just to be safe. Just to be on the safe side. One ton under. I'd say that works. Now, question is, which ships will these be replacing on the front line? I haven't decided yet. Maybe the Donzellas? Maybe. Actually, sending out the Donzellas to sea will be much cheaper than sending out these, though, because maintenance is 73 million. Whereas on a Donzella, it's less than 18. So sending out one of these will cost as much as sending out all 4 of the Donzellas. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get a lot of money now, but I don't think I'm gonna build a full squadron of 4 of these. I think 2 will be enough. Luckily, there's another battlecruiser hull that we can build something on. And that's the modern battlecruiser 2. It can be made quite a bit faster than the other one. Not quite as big though. But at least it looks more Italian. Can we make it go at 35 knots? Possibly. Yeah, the hull form is pretty good. I don't think I need to make it slimmer in this case. I'm gonna go with turbo electric to begin with. Let's see, here we go. Now we have towers that actually look like they belong on an Italian ship. 80 funnel capacity. Let's plop down 2 of these. Or is this one of those cases where you can just magically fit a whole lot of funnel? No. No. Yeah, 2 of those. Actually, a little further back. Like so. Alright. Range can be reduced. It's pretty good to begin with. I'm gonna go shaft 2 unbalanced as usual. Prep 5. Anti-torp 3. Double bottom. Hang on. Guns. We need guns. So we just built a very big battlecruiser with kind of small guns. This is going to be a smaller, well, smaller. It's going to be bigger than any battlecruiser I have in service currently, including the Geo Scotty. So yeah, I'm gonna give it some decent guns. I want to do the same as I've done on some on the battleships we built last episode, where it has doubles, super firing triples. Just because I think it kind of looks neat. It's like a unique Italian thing. Let's try and make it a little bit more balanced, shall we? Bit of a 4-weight offset still. Of course I can't put it down there behind the notch. Can I slip you back a little bit? Like so, yeah. Just not slip right up next to the other tower. Okay, there's a tiny gap. We're gonna pretend it's not there. I want my secondary turret. Okay, yeah. Even more 4-weight offset, that's alright. Yeah, there's only going to be room for... No? There's room for 2 here also. Not center line though, but still. And our good friend returns. There are these concave cutouts in the superstructure that just look like they are supposed to fit secondaries. There we go. There we go. Barbette 3. Double hull is fine. This is where we are going overweight. Not quite yet, but soon. Two powder 3. Flash fire chance is 0. TNT 4. Auto 1 reloading. Electro hydro. Heavy shells, super heavy shells, 4.8 flash fire chance, 3.2, that's acceptable. Let's go coincidence. Oh, let's actually go stereoscopic, since we are bringing out the big guns. Okay. 4.2 and plus 17. Just get those squared away. Let's go 14 on the barbette, 16 on the turret face, 7 on the turret tops. Yeah, I don't think we can make them any longer. How about we drop them down to 45? Oh, it's doing the thing where it doesn't update. But I think -2 should be 45. As for the main armor of the ship, that's where things are gonna be a little tricky. I think 3 inches is enough top armor for that secondary turret. Can we do 15 main belts? Yeah. We need a little bit of main deck also. And that's where we break the bank. What if I make this diesel? That saves a little bit of weight, but it also makes it incredibly expensive. 4 billion. Maintenance 93 million a month. Turbo electric, it's 47 million a month. And 1.7 billion cost. Yeah. As I said, it's expensive. 3 on the fore and aft belts. That should be enough. I know. I should probably just drop that turret and move these back a bit to shorten in the citadel. But really, I don't want to. Let's go 15 on the conning tower as well. Oof, nope, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So let's do it like this. And keep the maximum displacement. Because when you make the ship narrower, when you drop the beam down, actually, let's just replace those 6-inch guns with more 4.2s. Like so. That saved also a little bit of weight. Not that much, but quite a bit. Okay, citadel armor. Might have to just not go so heavy on the citadel armor. But I do want some citadel armor. Okay. How about some, maybe some 3-inch guns? Do they fit on? Nope. They do not. So let's go with the 2-inch guns. They are Mark 5 now, so they should be somewhat useful. And they have a range of 8.8 kilometers with AP 8.6 with HE. So they're not the most amazing out there, but still. If I make them 1.6s. And then increase the length. Yeah, 9 kilometer. It's okay. They might be able to do something about a DD or two. Realistically, they're just gonna be destroyed when the ship takes fire, and I'm gonna lose crew. That's realistically what's gonna happen. Can I give you a triple hull bottom? Nope. Almost, actually. Let's see what that would do with the resistance. Now we're at 118. With triple hull bottom, we would be at 120. And with that plus anti-torp 5, 122. Minus 51% gun damage, plus 100% slope design. It's not that big of a difference, but it is there. There is a difference. Patrona. Do I have a better name for this? Hang on. There was someone commented something. Yeah, because I do have a heavy cruiser class called Padrona with a D. So I'm just going to get confused if this is called a Patrona. So user LVM0702 commented about the battleship Balboa, and he would have wanted that name saved for a battlecruiser class, the Sly class. 4 ships in class: Balboa, Latura, Dread, and Spartan. Well, the Balboa is taken by a battleship, but we could do Spartan. I know, that's not Roman, but it's pretty close. They had spears and shields, just like the Romans. It's basically the same thing. Spartan class. I think it looks good. So we can build some of these, and there are also some new DDs to play with. Yeah, we got the Hybrid Destroyer 1 and 2. 37 knot max optimal speed for Hybrid DD2. This is huge. How? Oh my. This is a light cruiser, basically. This is basically a light cruiser. Okay. Let's pop you up to 39. Hull form is pretty good though. And actually resistance is also not bad. It's not common to see that kind of resistance on a DD. We're not gonna make you this big. I'm sorry, we're not gonna make you this big. This is just obscene for the even minimum displacement is 5,000 tons. That looks a little bit more right, maybe. And all we have are these huge towers. Can these even fit funnels on them? No. No. 74 funnel capacity. 58. That's a huge funnel also. We're not going to be able to... That's a huge DD hull, but there's no room for guns and torpedoes when every component is massive. Does this fit here? It does. This doesn't fit. This fits here. Okay, that's something. At least it doesn't take up half the ship. Put a diesel on this and have a 1 billion DD? No. No. That's still very expensive for a DD. Not sure if this is something I'm even gonna build. Let's just make you natural, because then the engine cost goes down, and all the other boilers add maintenance cost. That's why I like to just add another funnel instead of inducing or forcing the boilers. In case you wondered, it's not that much of a difference, really. Even these are only 50. They are 100 tons light, 110 tons lighter. Only 8 less funnel capacity. I think we found our funnels. Yeah, it looks a little bit goofy with them like this, but hey. Okay. Can I make you slimmer now? Or will that just make things not fit? Okay. I think that kind of works. If I'd gone with turbo electric, how much heavier and expensive does that make the ship? It's now 2925 and 266 million. It's another 100 million. Ship cost 10 million a month. Actually, the maintenance cost didn't go up that much. Let's go turbo electric. Maintenance cost was basically the same. And that's arguably more important than the build cost. Because you only build the ship once, but you pay maintenance for it ever after. Right? Torpedo launchers. Let's just slap down some quads and see where the design process takes us. Shaft 2. Unbalanced. Electric 2 steering. What kind of resistance do we have now? 126. That's not bad. It might actually survive a couple of hits. Increased HE, incendiary and semi-ballistic is fine. Light shells is probably fine. Reduced ammo is probably fine. Actually, let's go heavy shells for a change. Electrical 2. Gonna go 2 powder 2 and TNT 4. Auto reloading. Oxygen torps. Not 24-inch torpedoes. Not even 22-inch torpedoes. Let's worry about that later. Armor. 1.5 should be enough for the turrets. We can go 1.3 on the main belt. I know the armor doesn't really add that much weight, but it should add some kind of survivability. At least in theory. Turbine funnel 2. I give you a turbine funnel 1. No. Let's see. Range is as such. No, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Yeah, I'll still have that here. That actually has a pretty decent firing arc. I thought it fit here. Guess it didn't. Okay, because we can't have that all the way up to the... oh yeah, it's overhanging. I get it. I get it. So we need to reduce some things a little bit. Probably the armor, to be honest. I can keep the main belt. Like so. That saved a little bit of weight. Going back up to 22 inch, it adds a lot of weight. Just DD building things. Desperate attempts to bring the ship back in underweight. We're at now 106%, which is not that bad really. Not that bad really. Auxiliary 2, 105%. But it also drops the range. Do I even need that much range on DD? %103%. %101%. Okay, we're getting there. What is our flash fire chance? 0.6. Do I even need a barbette? No, I don't. 1.2. That's still nothing. We're at minus 54% engine weight from the hull form. That's a very expensive boat. I need to give these torpedoes slightly better firing arcs. What if I give you a triple hull bottom? That makes it, of course, heavier. What if I just reduce the beam even more? There we go. Just technically a little bit overweight. Not even that much. Now, what can we reduce? 4 belt, probably. There we go. Still need to reduce some weight, though. One-inch turret armor. That's not much, but it's something. If I go to electric 1 steering, that works. Yeah, one very big, very expensive DD, but it has both the guns and the main tower and the torpedoes to do everything. So it's not like previous classes where I had one class that was good at one thing and another class that was good at another thing. So we can save this. Let's take a look at the other DD hull. Hybrid Destroyer 1. It's more reasonably sized, that's for sure. I mean, that's still a pretty big DD, but what if we just make you... Okay, how about 4,000 then? Alright. Can you also reach... Don't quite have the same hull form as Hybrid DD2. But I want you to go at 39 knots, because that's what my other DDs are doing. I'm gonna go gear turbines. Make this a little cheaper. Wait, advanced destroyer tower is better? It's lighter and it's better. Okay. Why didn't I mount that on the other one when I needed to save weight? I guess I should have looked at all the components first before just choosing something. And we have one big funnel here, that is fine. We can even use this cute little barbette tower as the secondary tower. That is also fine. Actually, let's make this a smaller DD. Yeah, you fit here beautifully. So we have this huge aft deck to mount torpedoes on. Okay, I'm liking this a lot more than the previous one already. That doesn't mean I'm able to build something good though. But maybe. Maybe. Let's see, -8. Slim you down. -5. Slim you down that way too. Just have to mount things so they're not floating in midair, which sometimes happens when you reduce the draft. Yeah, resistance not quite as good, but it's still, at least it's a positive value. If you have very low resistance, you actually take more gun damage and other damage. Which is probably why you often see huge damage numbers when you're shooting at transports. Let's see, increased HE. Semi-ballistic. Reduced ammo. Okay, we got weight to spare. Still. Coincidence, sonar, RDF, Generation 1 radar. 1 inch of turret armor should be enough. No, torpedo launchers. This is where we go overweight. But this is very tempting. How many can you fit back here? 20? If I make them like really big. Okay, not quite that big. 23 inch. That's a bit much. But this almost works. This almost works. Let's go with the quad tubes. I just said I made the previous class so that it would be one class that could do everything. But I think this can do everything almost as well. And some things even better than the other one. Just not sure what to reduce. Wait a minute. So that's 12 torpedo tubes, right? 217 tons each for each quad. And this would be 10. That's 244 for 5, or 217 for 4. Now, I don't want to go and grab my calculator or something, but isn't this lighter per tube? Because that's more than... Let's see. 217 divided by 4. That's 54 and some per tube. 244 divided by 5. That's less than 50. A single tube is 48 tons. A double tube is 109 tons. So more than twice the single tube. A triple tube is 163. So a lot more than 3 times the single tube. Only the quintuple tube is as light per tube as the single tube. Alright. I didn't know that, but now I know. If I make it diesel, 108 tons. 107%. I meant percent, not tons. But at least this is reasonably priced. If I make it 22-inch torpedoes. Oxygen. 19.5 kilometer torpedo range is not bad at 44.7 knots. Let's see, just gonna check. That would be 20.8. I think 22-inch is good enough. Yeah, we have a 4-weight offset. We can fix that. At least make it slightly less bad. There we go. %5 overweight. You know what? Let's just make you -10. 4% overweight. -9 beam. Where's turning rate? I take more gun damage, more torpedo damage. But I take -35% engine weight, which is what I'm going for. And -25% max speed penalty from flooding, which is also important. Yeah. I mean, reducing these, it's not good, but sometimes it's what you have to do. 4% overweight. 3% overweight. If I go down to semi-auto reloading, 2% overweight. And I have not added the armor yet, which I would like to have. We can drop the RDF. Wait, you weigh how much? That's more than I imagined. It's probably me being used to naval arms race where RDF doesn't have a weight. Okay, let's take a look at this funnel. 570 tons for 75 funnel capacity. I can save some weight here. Like there. That saved quite a bit of weight. Actually. I didn't even ruin my range that bad. Now I can add some armor. Now this works. What's the maximum belt armor? 1.1. 0.2 for an aft deck. 0.4 superstructure. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. I think we have our ship. Having sonar is very nice. Just for torpedo spotting. %175% torpedo spotting, 115. It also saves a bit of weight. Now this is Destroyer Advanced Tower. I think I want to keep the Advanced Tower. Or the Advanced Tower Small. Okay, the minimal Enhanced Tower have better torpedo spotting actually than these. But I still think I want to go with this. No, actually, let's go with the small one. Because it is smaller. I can tuck these in. Now we're getting somewhere. And I can use some of that weight to go back up to sonar 3. Now we are getting somewhere here. And can I use some of this saved weight to go for not 24-inch, but 23-inch torpedo tubes? 20.1 kilometer range, 10 torpedoes, zooming out at 45.6 knots. That is not bad. And the whole DD only costs, quote unquote, costs 126 million. Which is less than half of what that monster costs. It can shoot, it can launch, it can kind of go places. It can, where's the spotting range? It can spot things. I like this quite a bit. Now, yeah, it's gonna take a bit of damage, even with the not half bad resistance. It's gonna take a bit of damage because the beam and draft have been reduced. But that's let's just hope they don't get hit too much. Did we have some new cruisers too? I'm not sure. Because just being able to launch torpedoes at 20 kilometer range, that does add some survivability. Let's see, Modern Heavy Cruiser 5. Did we build something on that hull? I'm not sure. I think maybe the Padrona is built on that. 16,000 tons. Well, maybe not. Modern Heavy Cruiser 4. That's the what's it called? Daedalus class. Modern 3. That's one of the classes. And Modern 2 is... I don't remember. And that was the Zara class. Yeah, I think the Padrona was built on this. Let's build another class of cruisers with 11-inch guns. So, sadly for towers, we have the default towers, which do not fit. Really? It doesn't fit? Okay. Why don't you fit? How fast can this go? Can I make you go at 39 knots? Maybe that will be the thing with this class of cruisers, that they are fast enough to keep up with stuff like fast battlecruisers. Fine, we're going Modern 6 then, because at least this fits. Is there really nowhere along the hull? No? Okay. Yeah, I think the Padrona class was built on this hull. We got thick funnel, 56 funnel capacity, 44 smoke interference. Under this one, 55 funnel capacity and 36 smoke interference. Or this one, which is just the same stats, just smaller and lighter. Yeah, we're going with the with the big funnel one. Yeah, I can fit 2 of these. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Engine efficiency is not quite where I want it to be though. Even with 2 of them. Nah, none of these towers have funnel slots. That looks goofy. We're not doing that. We're just going balanced boilers. Which, yes, it does add to the maintenance cost. If I slim down the beam by 2%, then the tower doesn't fit. Not even at 1%? Fine, let's do this again. Main guns, I wanted 11s. They do not fit on the built-in barbette. Let's see. Barbette. And barbette. I want to do the thing I did with the battleships and the battlecruiser. At least one of the battlecruisers. Come on. Can't I just... If you won't let me place guns on the built-in barbette, can you just give me a decent tower without the built-in barbette? That would be lovely. Not quads, triples. And that's a very heavy ship. I don't think we're gonna be able to go 39 knots. I think 37 is the fastest we can realistically go. That makes the ship a little bit cheaper too. Now then, what's the resistance of this? Not amazing. 60 base. Up to 86. 92. But we are overweight. Even if I stack anti-torp 5 and triple hull bottom, it's only 95. Anti-torp 5 and triple hull bottom kind of heavy and expensive, but mostly heavy. Maybe this cruiser just won't work the way I wanted it to. Well, if you can't go 39 to keep up with the DDs, at least go 35 and keep up with the other cruisers. There we go. Now let's make it overweight again. How much did the RDF add to this one? Not that much. Now we can lighten up the turret armor by just a little bit. And we can add some hull armor. 10.9. If I go triple bottom, can I go 11? Yes. Yes, I can. Uh, 1.5 for an aft deck. Probably good enough. These are how long? 50s? Perfect. Oh. Oh. Okay. I can add you down here. And you can be added down there. And then I can move everything quite a bit further aft. Not that far aft. I can go with a nicer looking secondary tower with better stats. That might be a little bit more expensive, but there we go. I still have a 4-weight offset, but I can now pull these back. Like so. The range is now very good, so it can be reduced. I can reduce some of this armor. I know I just added the triple bottom, so I can go 11 inches on the main belt armor, but let's just go 10. and be happy with that. Let's go back to the double bottom. And say hello to our good old friends, the 4.2-inch guns. Can I make them 4.2s without going overweight though? That's the question. If I remove you, move this up a bit, move this up a bit, remove that barbette, place this directly here, and this here. Now that does necessitate a slightly smaller air tower. Maybe we're just gonna stick with the one we started with. I think we are. So no secondaries here because that would interfere with that turret. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Don't worry. This is not just a waste of time. 40 caliber. Put some armor on them. Back up to triple hull bottom. And 11-inch main belt. Alright. Looking good. Increased ammo. Let's increase that barbette armor too. I guess not. Guess 2.6% flash fire chance is just what we have to live with. I guess 4.6% flash fire chance is just what we have to live with. I could go TNT 2, but TNT 4 does so much more damage. And also it saves a little bit of weight. So damage now with TNT 2 would be 1863 with HE, 962 with AP. TNT 4, it's 2662 with HE and 1283 with AP. That's quite an increase. So yeah, I still like TNT 2 for where you really need to get that flash fire chance down. But with 2 powder 3, 2 powder 3 does a lot of great things. One of the things it does is it adds range, while 2 powder 1 and 2 decreases range, which lets you pick super heavy shells without just getting a very short range gun. The other thing it does is it reduces flash fire detonation and spreading chance by 45% rather than just 25 and 35%, which means that you don't have to go TNT 2. You can go all the way up to TNT 4 and still hope that your ship does not just explode. And yeah, that's kind of useful. I think we're done here with this ship. Polyneuro. Yeah, we can build some of these. 527 million. I still think the Daedalus looks better. This kind of just looks a little bit generic. But yeah, it's not bad. And I think that's it for this shipbuilding episode. Now, I want to see if I can get a war started. so you can hopefully see some of these ships in action. Yeah, it does look good. I'm liking these Mark 5 11-inch turrets. I like the way they look, even though they're just scaled down battleship turrets. Goodbye, and take care.